We're back in Act 2 of the Lighthouse of Lunacy. And now, if I have to make a presumption here, I'm gonna do my best J. Jonah Jameson voice. No, this is a surprise. I'm looking at a ghost. You wouldn't be worth haunting. Hilarious. But let's get to the chase. We're not doing this anymore. Don't give me that look. Be reasonable here. There's talk about preferential treatment. Those folks are right. I've been letting you get away with a lot. I don't believe I've done anything but my job. Your job? Your job is to deliver the goods and vote as Spider-Man. And haven't I done that? To consistently deliver them. Come now, we both know it. I admire your ambition, I really do. You're clearly not satisfied with the low-hanging fruit. Still, one can't always go swinging for the seats. Got to keep it realistic. But you keep going after these huge conspiracy theories. Someone has to see if there's fire behind the smoke. Look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Even if there was a story there, how long do you think it's worth looking for it? Is it worth looking into them for years just to have nothing to show for it? Because that's pretty much what you've done. I can't do this anymore, Chase. At some point, I gotta think of our bottom line. And all that I see there is that you haven't done a thing. Wait. Before you fire me, take a look at this. What are these now? What results? Well, here you go. Well, I'll be. This sounds too insane to be true. But if all this data checks out, how'd you even find sources for this? It looks impossible. Trade secret. This will certainly be a big one. Sorry, Chase. I took you for another hopeless case. Still, are you sure you want your name on this? Why shouldn't I? I'm not saying you don't deserve credit. I'm just worried about your safety. This is a dangerous criminal organization you're taking shots at here. You're mostly exposing the dead guy, but who knows how those kind of folks will take it. It should be fine. That man was pretty much their leader, but that's the thing. With him gone, they're likely in complete shambles anyway. I see. Well, if you're not worried, I won't be. I'll still take some measures, remove your address from the records and stuff. If anyone wants to contact you over this, what should we do? Tell them I won't be answering any questions. Don't give them my contact info. Ah. It's been 4 years since then. Could they really still be holding a grudge against me? Some people hold things against you their whole lives. Maybe. There's some things not adding up here if we assume they're involved. You think so? It's worth discussing. We bought 20 minutes or so until they'll resume the trial. This might be your last chance to take a look around. You're right. They're so busy they're not even guarding me. I'm sure someone will keep an eye on you if you leave this room. Still, here's your chance if you're not satisfied with my investigation. It wouldn't hurt to take a more thorough look to know what I'm up against. Yeah, don't do that either. You're allowed to be at crime scenes. What are they even accusing you for? It's a press pass, not a license to kill. Maybe you can still use this to point out some technicality about trespassing. There is absolutely no way that's how it works. Just present it in court and see what happens. What could go wrong? I'd get penalized faster than Victoria could say seriously. Well, then we had a badge like hers. That totally improved the quality of our arguments. Pretty sure attorneys aren't allowed to trespass either, crime scene or not. My gut tells me all of them do it anyways. They'd still be smart enough not to mention that in court, though. Cake. I should have bought more of it. How can you think about cake right now? I get hungrier when I'm stressed. Can't say I get it, but alright. It could make sense to keep your brain fuel for your trial. We can check if there's some sweets left from the buffet. Some wine would also be nice. Girl, I'm not letting you walk into the trial wasted. If we're going to need arguments that sound like a drunk came up with them, I'll keep you covered. So listening to your theories makes me need to drink even more, though. I get that. Hard to cope with the fact that you'll never come up with something that's good. Well, save it for the celebration once we're out of this place. That definitely can't come soon enough. Never get caught holding that weapon at a sea. Dropping it wouldn't have helped. My prints are obviously all over it. Guess that really only leaves you with terrible excuses. Yeah, like saying I picked it up from the floor after the shot. The gun was taken from you after they got to the study, right? I wonder if we could claim they messed with the evidence somehow. Messed with it how? Like swapping it with another gun or something? That's a long shot. No pun intended. Besides, they could run the serial number and figure out it's my gun anyways. Ah, but they can't do that while we're trapped in here? Okay, good point. There's no way to access external information. You're in luck. A closed circle in a mystery always works in the culprit's favor. That advantage is more than nullified by how much it narrows down the suspects. There's the brakes. But I heard even something like this has sometimes been explained away in court. Just gotta give it your best shot. Pun absolutely intended. It's I was gonna say, obviously a Sturdy Investigations 2 reference there. Where the key trick was, the culprit takes away your evidence and swaps out the guns. Looks like this room used to be used for some sort of lectures. Well, I've been trapped in this place for a while now and found nothing useful. A whole organization built around murder. They definitely sound like the worst kind of people. There's no question about that. What they're doing is a bit special. They're not really offering the normal kind of hit job. The normal, perfectly acceptable kind? What I mean is, car bombs, snipers, drive-by shootings. That's the stuff you'd think of when you hear about hitmen, no? Well, the JP Corporation takes it to a much more sophisticated level. So they're like, premium assassins? The true pros that don't leave a trace? Pretty much. They have a certain code they adhere to. Oh, judgment and purity. That's what the JP in their name stands for. Don't exactly know how they interpret it, but judgment is pretty straightforward. Always make sure judgment is carried out. So basically a guaranteed kill. The purity part is where it gets a little tricky. It seems to be some kind of commitment to keep their crimes pure. As for what that means, it's possible to guess based on some of their hints. They always commit their murders so that they're impossible. They have some kind of perfect crime fetish? That's one way to put it. Whether you can't determine the murder method or they are just no viable suspects. In some form, they always go out of their way to make it seem like no human could have done it. I get it. So it's like you're ordering an act of God from them. A code like that makes it more likely they'd come after you, though. They seem to be more about ideology than pragmatism. Their activities ceased after the incident 5 years ago. The one Mr. Cobra told us about, huh? Yeah, Host Manor. That makes it a solid assumption that their leader died, and they just scattered. Of course, you could never know for sure with elusive underground organizations. Okay. Let's think about this, what it could mean if they're involved in this crime. Involved in possible? Lead here is this newspaper on the victim's desk. The question is why Mrs. Holden had it. Could very well be a coincidence. Of course, after my article got published, many others covered the story. Were any of those present as well? I don't think so. All the other newspapers were way more recent. And was there anything else about the previous owner? Didn't see anything. The innocent explanation would have been that she was looking into things for the auction, but it seems a bit shaky if my article was the only thing she took an interest in. Now let's assume she was a member of this hitman group. It would make sense for her to have this article around. It exposed her boss. Her IDs got checked at the entrance, meaning it's a list of names. Possible this list was handed to her and she saw my name on it. Good catch. You could have recognized your name and gone to her office to double check. That'd explain why this old newspaper was at the very top. I'm not sure how she could have known my face. It's not included in the article. There might be cameras at the entrance. Or perhaps it had something to do with you going places you're not meant to be. So you think that when she spotted that, she figured it was a chance to take revenge. That would make this a failed assassination. It would line up with how aggressive she was with that knife. It would definitely be helpful in the trial if we had proof of that. Sadly, I doubt she'd just have proof of being a hitman lying around. I'm also not totally convinced. That would have been a very spontaneous plan. Given their code, just going after someone with a knife shouldn't be acceptable. It wouldn't leave anything resembling an impossible crime. Maybe there was some idea to set up the scene afterwards. If the former owner of the room was with those JP people, there might be some secret exit method. The door being locked sort of lines up with that, I guess. Too bad she messed it up. Now we'll never know the locked room trick. And no, I'm quite glad it failed. The fact that it failed means that I'm not dead. Anyway, this is all a little hard to buy. What good would it do to punish me now? Information I revealed back then was all about a dead man. If they wanted revenge, they should go after whoever killed him 1 year earlier. Not some random journalist doing her job. So what did you do to write that article? It couldn't have been that straightforward to get that kind of info. Well, I should tell her about that. I didn't exactly look into anything. It's more like I just ended up with the info I needed. What do you mean? Let me explain. The article happened 5 years ago, only a couple weeks after the incident. I found a strange package in my mailbox. It contained documents, data, lists, all sorts of information. The main focus of it were the illegal activities of that man. Someone just sent you all of that in the mail? That's right. All the material I needed for that article came from that. There were no instructions or demands packaged with it. I was suspicious at first, but the documents turned out to be bulletproof. So I decided to publish it as an article. An anonymous package? Guess that means there really was no reason for them to hold a grudge against you. That's it. That's your whole reaction to what I just revealed? I don't know why you're not even the slightest bit disappointed. I should have been much more interested in whoever sent that to you. Must have been someone with significant knowledge of their inner workings. Someone on the inside. Real traitor. Right, it's not like that was my fault. Well, they're killers. You can't rule out they'd just go after you to send a message. Still, I guess that would be a weak motive after so many years. I guess that's all we can speculate from that article. Let's head out and investigate more. You realized, didn't you? I didn't lie, but you should be able to figure out I'm holding something back. So why? Why aren't you trying to question me? We should move out. There's so much we can learn by talking here like this. Anything on your mind? I shouldn't worry about other people right now. Anything to distract myself. Okay, I guess I get that. Well, I've wondered. Do you trust me? Huh? I'm curious. Are you really able to rely on me in this situation? To be honest, no pressure. There's pressure here no matter what. It's not easy to put much trust in anyone, anything in this situation. What do I honestly think about trusting her? I'm gonna save her. In Lilian we trust. Don't be silly, of course I trust you. What? For real? Why are you surprised? There'd be nobody left if I couldn't even rely on you. Cause, never mind. It's awesome. Yay, trust. Go, friendship. Ooh, love and peace. Peace. What? What was that? I'm trying to match your vibes. Let's take up. That weirded me out. But I guess I'll allow it today. Alrighty, that's more like it. Let's go, Team Aurelian. Oh, wow, that's like totally the best team name you came up with since the Queens of Crime. I don't feel I should get to eat your amazing name though. How does Aurelian sound? Wink. Aurelian sound. Wink. No, stop becoming mean. This is getting too spooky. She's right. Any more might be dangerous. Alright, did you tell her about this auction? Why the heck would I do that? Well, somebody must have. We banned her. She can't see our messages anymore. Maybe we're just fated to keep clashing with her. There's no way she simply happened to get trapped here with us. I mean, this is the kind of event she might visit? She's obnoxiously rich like the other guests. Would you really see an auction as something worthy of her time? I find that hard to believe. True. This isn't pretentious enough for someone like her. Perhaps your stalker was Victoria all along. Dear God, please don't let that be true. What it's worth, I doubt she'd do it personally. It'd be beneath her, no matter how obsessed she is. But sending a servitor to report back to her, I feel she might do that. Wouldn't make it much better. I can worry about that later, though. At least I have some hope to win this trial if she keeps going like this. Like I said, I wouldn't bet on it. You know how petty she can get when she feels disrespected. Disrespect apparently includes disagreeing with her on just about anything. But well, it was usually pretty obvious whenever she started doing something underhanded. Can we really say for sure we'd be able to manage her without Claire watching? Now you overestimate her. Don't get taken in by her hubris. Yeah, maybe I am overthinking it. Sometimes it's hard to get a read on her because she actually buys into her own nonsense. It takes a unique kind of brain, if nothing else. Hard to believe a young girl like that is managing to hold us captive. She's sort of the janitor of the building. It does make sense as she holds all the keys. She's a maid, not a janitor. Is that even a meaningful distinction? Maids wear cuter outfits. That's... you know what, fine. I have no rebuttal. And the story will sound more interesting if we say we got captured by a maid. It'll sound absolutely ridiculous either way. Won't get any sympathy from me. I'm not sure I'll ever be able to forget that. Not sure I'll ever be able to forget her face. Don't beat yourself up over her. She's the one that escalated the situation. She might have escalated, but I started this. You know that doesn't make it okay for her to try and stab you. I know. I guess that won't stop you from feeling bad about it, especially with her daughter blaming you. That doesn't justify them letting them treat you like this. You gotta watch out for your own justice. Thanks for saying that. Don't know what's for the best, but I have no choice but to keep going. They tried to warn us, but we didn't listen. Now the curse has claimed its next victim. Except we fully know who's responsible, and there are no Reapers involved. There's death involved, though. Let's get real. You don't buy he was simply some rando either. You're right, it's a staple in movies to create a certain mood. But real people rarely go this far for some rumor. It would just be his way to get more customers, of course. Nah, my hunch tells me there's more to this curse he didn't tell us. We should talk to him again if we ever get the chance. Squeeze him for all he's got. Sure. Couldn't hurt to see if he's got more more information. Well, he'd done his job and taken your gun. I hate to think about it, but I might have actually gotten stabbed then. Oh, you're right. And from what he said, he was actually following the instructions he got. That doesn't really feel right. see no issue with the logic. It seemed reasonable enough for an auction. Maybe not, but the manager was the one who would have ordered that, right? And then she attacked you with a knife. If she's willing to go that far, why'd she allow people to keep any weapons at all? She could have ended up shooting herself in the foot with that. Or in the heart, rather. That's a fair point, but it might be difficult to use in my favor. If anything, it'll hurt any argument I could make for self-defense. Could be some way to blame it all on him. I'll keep thinking about this and tell you if I can think of something good. Well, don't you seem to really like the guy. I hit him with the codename Reaper, huh? Up front, if nothing else. Wonder if he did something to earn himself that. From what I remember, the high-ranking JP members all used ill-fated names like that. Got examples? Codenames like Raven and Vampire. Get the pattern, I guess. But it's not really a proper theme. Well, I imagine it's not too wise to make your codenames that consistent. Imagine if everyone was named after an alcoholic beverage. It'd be much easier for people to catch on who you work for. Would you be cooler? Those are not equally valuable attributes. Let's leave it at that. I'd rather not discuss this man more than necessary. So Aurelia is still holding back some information on how she got the information for her article. The only notable fact you found about this TV is that it's old. Yeah, I mean, I've never seen one of these blocky screens in real life. It really predates me. You as well. Probably. Don't you probably that. I'm not from the last century either. Wait, what am I supposed to do with this? Don't know. Want some dramas? Is this her idea of helping? Or is this her trying to break me? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you felt this might be helpful to my case. Well, you totally need all the evidence you can get. Hard to argue with. I think the scene might come in handy if we play it right. I didn't like the vibes of this TV. Here come the vibes again. Want to be more specific than this time? Nope. I just think something's up with it. Maybe you'll get it if you take a look at it yourself. I was planning to get checked for the study again anyways. Might as well. I can feel it. You'll soon be making headlines again. Hopefully not for this. Not exactly the silver lining I'm looking for. Expected she didn't even check the basics. Should you be talking? I bet you simply assumed this as well. They didn't even let me see the key when I was there. You simply assumed they'd given you everything relevant. Well, that turned out technically right. I kneel before your blind guessing. This does raise two new concerning questions, though. If this isn't the key to the room, then what's it for? Could just be the victim's car key, for all we know. Fair point, it could be for anything. No one can tell if this is useful to figure out. Unfortunately, we can't dismiss the second question the same way. If this isn't the key to the room, then where is the real key? If it's outside the study, there's not really much of a problem. In your case, at least, it's still spooky that somebody locked you in. Yeah, but at least I might have a potential suspect to cast doubt on my case with. Real worry is that it's still going to be found inside that room. I mean, the most logical explanation is that the manager locked it. The investigation was rushed. I don't feel like they'd have missed a second key on her body. Could she have hidden it somewhere then? Now, why the heck would she do that? You're right. The more I think about it, the less sense it makes. I wouldn't worry that much about this possibility. At this point, the crime scene is already tainted. Lots of people went in and out. Even if they find the key now, it'll be easy to argue somebody planted it during the commotion. Another classic. Turns out it's not that easy to pin somebody with only a key and a door. Especially if they know all the tricks. It's some knowledge that should never have to come in handy. Depending on the evidence, it might be necessary to become slippery like that. Alright. Let's get out of here. Those two are. Oh, hey. I urge you to reconsider. how do I put this? You're the last kind of person I'd ask for an opinion. People's lives are at stake. If we stay here, who knows what will happen? Are you sure you care about people's lives? Or are you just trying to save your own skin? I understand why you are upset. But a treat be able to make you reconsider, perhaps. Get out. That guy made it inside before things got shut down. He ended up being right about the auction. Looking at the result, though I doubt his warnings will help keep things calm right now. What are you spacing out for? She's alone right now. This is our chance to get some info. You say that, but what in the world did they even say here? Chill off your brain and just go for it. Not with enough to lose. Excuse me. Could I have a word? Oh, it's you. A word, huh? How'd I put this best? Alright, how's this? You killed my mother. Prepare to die. What was that? It sounded like a gunshot. Convenient timing. Your bluff. That's the sound of it getting called. The bullet is being matched with your gun at this very moment. Oh, makes sense. Must have needed to fire a second one for comparison. No, you're very... Stop it. You really think I'm going to converse with you? You're trying to pull something. No, I just think we could exchange information. Why? Both of us already know what happened. The only thing I'll say is this. Don't think for a minute you gained any lead in this trial just now. Your best bet still is to fold and ask for mercy. Hear me out, I'm really... She left. Oh no, she walked away so fast that she dropped something. It's the cleaning spray we saw her use during the auction, I think. Probably shouldn't just leave this to someone else. Take it. Might be able to earn some points if you return this. I highly doubt this will be enough to redeem me. Gotta start somewhere. Cleaning spray. Anyway, that went worse than I thought. You knew full well we'd be a disaster. Responsible for her mother's death. How am I supposed to face her? Yeah, it was bound to be a train wreck. I just figured her reaction might tell us something. Well, better get something out of this. Well, you can do it next time. She does genuinely seem to think you did it. Groundbreaking info here. She probably also isn't bluffing about the trial. Of course, knowing that isn't all that helpful. But something's odd about her. Must have noticed this too. Her anger is too theatrical. It's obviously staged. Huh. Didn't spot anything like that. That's because you were occupied with what to say. If you think about it, she's pretty suspicious just based on her actions. Something is fishy about this trial setup. She's acting irrationally because of what happened. You told me that yourself. Yeah, but now that the trial happened, it just seems too convenient. I mean, there just happened to be a judge and lawyer present. Really? Where are you trying to go with this? This was actually all planned out in advance. Didn't you just say she was genuinely shocked her mother died? You didn't get to iron out the details yet. She must have been prepared for this to some degree, though. Someone who called out my paranoia earlier, you sure are happy to fuel it now. We are being stalked as we speak, Aurelia. Behind you. Sure. Wait, is there actually someone? Ah, crud. Did you try to sneak up on us? People are... Listen, there's an explanation for this. A new boss girl just told me to keep an eye on you. Can't just have the killer run around messing with stuff, I guess. What happened to the rule of two? Don't worry, I already got her covered. Okay, you can call me lazy, but don't think I'm stupid. It's kinda obvious the two of you are in cahoots. And the detective lady told me to be wary of you after what you pulled last time. What? I didn't even do anything. Sounds like we're all doing great at getting popular around here. Oh well, this might be a good chance though. This is your typical guard that has nothing better to do. Spend enough time around them and they're bound to let some info slip. I hear everything you're saying. The guy in charge of security. It's bound to be called as a witness sooner or later. It'd be a good chance to find out what they know. Of course, there's also the crime scene if this seems unproductive. Your vets won't work on me. I still got my bulletproof vest. I don't even have my gun anymore. Aren't you a little overconfident? It's not like a vest covers your head. And there's still a decent bit of your neck showing. Those spots aren't easy to aim at. Aim at as it seems, man. What are the odds somebody's hitting these while moving? You have to be pretty stupid to try. That, dear God, is what we call a jinx. It's fine. I used to be already getting my jinx quota for the day. I can't believe I could have nipped this in the bud if I had confiscated this. Well, hindsight's 20/20, I guess. I'm certainly bound to agree on that. This is my press pass. Nice flex, madam. Don't know why you had to show me that. She gave you a pass, now it's your turn. It's enough to let you roam around freely. Sorry, that'll never come to pass. Don't pass yourself off as a tough guy. You totally like when pretty girls boss you around. Big little rash there. Not yet convinced you past my standards. Don't bother trying to make a pass at me. Might have a shot with Aurelia, though. Hard pass. That was good. What? You want to talk about me? Good way to fall asleep. Never mind her. What made you decide to work here? This place? That was a no-brainer. Always wanted a job where I could get paid for doing basically nothing most of the time. Nobody's constantly up my business. Might sound boring to some, but someone's got to do it. Fair enough. And how long have you been employed? It's been 3 years yet? Must have been at least 2. Job must have been posted when the whole curse stuff started becoming a thing. And a decent track record, like working for other places, so they hired me on the spot. Whoa, nobody else applied. The spot isn't all that convenient. Didn't stop me, though. A nice coast to walk by every day. Makes sense. His not being a recent hire speaks in his favor. There's still the option he got hired for reasons he's not telling us, but let's not get too paranoid lest we find he's suggesting as much. Pretty sure I'm going to be judged no matter what opinion I give on this, which is why I'll keep it to myself. Pleading the fifth, am I right? More like being a coward. Making my point for me, madam. I'm sure even your companion has to agree I'm only protecting myself. All these choices. Understandable, have a nice day. Can't fault you for playing it safe. Probably the best way to handle her. And to Aurelia? Should have known. 2 cowards give each other props. Don't think that will keep me contained. You don't have to do that. Was this really the right call? I should be safe. No promises for what might happen to you, though. Let's move on to a less volatile topic. Do you do that again? Thoughts? Why would you do that? I thought we were trying to avoid this. Worth a reaction. Oi. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's hell you're walking into. Well, she's already mad. I shouldn't push it any further. Looks like you took the heat off of me. Appreciate that, at least. Oh, no. Want to keep not sharing your thoughts on this? My only thought here is, nice knowing you. If it wouldn't get me fired, I'd be running for the hills right about now. Come on, it's worked out so far. This is very funny, Aurelia. Presenting my profile and then refusing to say anything about me. Peak comedy. Glad you agree. I was going to let it slide because we should have higher priorities. But you apparently can't tell when to stop. Getting way too serious about this. Oh, don't worry. This is all still part of the joke. I just don't feel like it should be on me at this end. In the end. Last chance. I dare you to present my profile again. If you won't have a bad time, it can totally be arranged. I'll think about whether I accept that challenge. It's time to stop. Leave your profile be. We will not, in fact, stop. I'm feeling an uncanny shiver all of a sudden. Am I sure I want to present this? I'm ready to die. Hello, everybody. Have you seen this girl before? Be careful what you say about her. Who knows how she might take it. Still proudly parading around your cowardice, huh? There's no way you'll win the case with that attitude. That's it then. We'll stay here until you figure out how to properly respond to my profile. Here, got any thoughts? I plead the fifth. You think I won't commit to this? You think I heckin' won't? You can't exactly do that. The trial's going to resume soon enough. I don't have to last that long. Ah, there we go. Zawada. Oh, shit. Let's try that again. It can't be tactive. Oh. What is a legitimate response to my profile? Say my name. Did you forget it? Better start your opinion with Lilian. And there's no doubt who we're talking about. Yawn, are you even trying? Hope you don't seriously think that's impressive enough to let you leave. Feel a few more generous if you add some compliments. Girl, where's your punctuation? You don't get to be lazy. Period. God, not even trying. Hope you don't seriously think it's impressive that let you leave. I guess that can be considered a valid opinion. Say it again. Good girl. Now say it 10 more times. That's the spirit. Remember this whenever you think you press something that again. Yes, Master. No, I must resist the brainwashing. Why do you think this was a good idea? It's just me, or anything. How do you look much paler all of a sudden? Why'd I include in just how screwed you are, huh? In a sense. It is lovely and amazing and beautiful. What? Going to be careful and neither agree nor disagree. Well, that was... Oh dear. Girl, you scare me. In a good way. Hey, Lilian, let's vibe some more. Yeah? Yeah. 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 Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Wait, stop. I wasn't given anymore. Can't feel the vibes taking over my thoughts anymore, and I might be consumed for good. Any sense here? Yeah? Yeah. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Vibes some more. Real? Real. Neat. Yeah. Fun? Me? You? Same. I. Mood. True. And so, Lilian and I ditched the investigation and just kept vibing. Needs to say I got obliterated at the trial. That's perfectly fine. It didn't matter to us anymore. Victoria wishes she was this enlightened. Worries, anxiety, fear, all that vanished when we entered this state. No thoughts at all, just vibes. Who knew my issue? My issues had such a simple solution all along. Me and Lilian have become one in spirit. No hardship will be able to affect us anymore. Blissful future awaits. Vibe ending. Excellent. That was too close. I don't know, it felt like a good ending to me. Not ready to leave everything behind just yet. Can't afford to space out like that. Time to get a move on. Let's vibe some more. Thought you're not ready to vibe yourself out of existence yet. Right, never mind. Can't afford to keep procrastinating like this. Oh, this is... This is too good. I'm getting lost in the vibes here. I can't say I'm off to a good start with her. Took her umbrella so she could do the metal detector check, but she totally went off on me for that. Get this. Apparently it's the only thing protecting her against the ever-present storm of mediocrity. Sound like Buck? Am I the jerk here? Not the jerk. Yet that umbrella is... that umbrella is intellectuals only. You were way out of line. Ooh, you could have at least had my back on this one. Ship sailed, I guess. She hates me now. But of course she turned out to be the lawyer, my new boss. Just great. With any consolation, we're definitely still much higher on her list of personas non grata. My man. Might look a little out of place, but he's a real one. Makes sense that you know him. Guess you're a regular customer. Customer? Please, we're bros. He's always got some free snacks lined up for me. What? For free? He's got to be getting something out of that. Figure not. There are people who make an effort to be nice in the world. You should try that sometimes, madams. I bet this is just his way to get you to let some info slip. Please, I'm a professional. I can never do that. Well, I guess he did end up showing him the visitor logs a couple of times. But that doesn't get off anyone's back, right? Got him. Knew something had to be wrong here. Wrong. Yeah, this is very wrong. How come this guy of all people gets regular free snacks? I love your priorities, Aurelia. It's amazing. That's how the cookie crumbles. Literally. You're all hopeless. I feel for her. Fingers crossed she wins this trial. At least he's honest about where he stands. Fingers crossed, huh? So you admit there's a real chance we roll her? Well, this trial should be in the bag by all rational accounts. But let's say this entire decision. This hasn't always worked out that well. Example. Think about it. She wanted me to get up to this floor. Now listen. Now I'm stuck here with the rest of you. I'm not just salty about that, of course. She has a history of almost always making the wrong call. She's incompetent, got it. I didn't mean to call it a skill issue. Could have been bad luck. At that time I took part in a lottery I saw in a magazine. She asked me to take a look at the numbers I picked and told me that it was unlucky to have a 13. So I changed the numbers. Now get this. I've totally won if I had gone with my numbers. Okay, that's pretty unlucky. It gets worse. The other day she mentioned a new company. It was called Super Pristine or something. Never heard of it. They were selling a new type of vacuum cleaner. Just leave it in the center of the room and all the dust gets sucked in like a black hole. Well, that's intense. Sounded pretty neat to me, so I ordered one. They went bankrupt the next day and I never got my money back. Unluck, but... Really? That was too good to be true. Totally on you. Yeah, believe it at the next one. Oh, that one time she challenged me to a duel. The what? Said that I could guess a coin flip 5 times in a row I would get a raise. If I got even one wrong, I'd have to give her $300. Felt lucky that day, so I went with it. I'm sorry, but completely on you if you accepted those odds. Oh yeah? This next part is gonna blow your mind. So I totally spoke to her. Got all of them right. When I asked the boss for my raise, she cut my pay instead. Game was rigged from the start. I think my point still stands. At best, all that made it sound like she might be the only one really haunted by a curse. That is a curious bit of information. Rest in peace, boss. This one wasn't on me. Did my job just like you told me to. Snap. I can still hear criticisms. I gave you one job and you missed it up, Lewis. Wasted money. And after my death, I have to go and make excuses. Alas, it's not like she won't get the last laugh. Next payday will probably be the last, and I get the feeling this is going to look for terrible on my CV. Not only to show the culprit doesn't get away. That might save it. I'll hold my tongue. Most remarks here would sound hypocritical coming from me. You know this guy? Good thing I didn't work here, then that dude was still around. I might have needed a higher regard for myself then. Just going by what I heard about him, you know? What'd you hear? Only what everyone else knows. Hard to work here without at least hearing about it. Apparently, they still don't know how many people he killed. It's difficult to say since he was part of a criminal organization. There are those he likely killed directly, but he could have also only given the orders. Yeah, good thing that got dealt with. And we got today's killer in the bag as well. You ain't gonna break this record anytime soon, man. I should just move on. Alright, let's not invoke Lilian's wrath. Coward! Nope, you're just a coward. And the can't even quit having an opinion, honestly, are the most annoying. Right? This is pathetic. Yeah. And we killed him. He's down. It's our chance to give him the slip. Not so fast, madam. That took me down, but I'm not out. I guess that would have been both too easy and too sad. It's fine, he's exposing his weakness. Only a matter of time before I break him. Jeez, it's starting to sound like I might need my own security guard. You need to keep your friend in check. Can't believe I'm telling that to a murderer. There's no keeping her in check, even if I tried. Unleash her. I don't care if I'm a coward. If it gets me through every day, if it gets me through the day. Say whatever you want. It's still working out better for me than it is for you. Amazing. Auction hall is being used as a courtroom now. Maybe the crown will be back here soon enough. Fair enough. So, thoughts on this trial? Here it comes. Now I'm suddenly not the creep. I know how this one goes. You know how this goes too. You resist for a bit and then give us the info anyway. Saying stuff like that doesn't exactly improve your chances. Did anyone explicitly tell you not to give us any info? I mean, no. Seems like common sense, though. You already acted like this is all my fault for letting you keep that gun. Yeah, you could have stopped all this. So you owe us that much. That's right, but it's coming from you. Think of it this way. Case against me really is really that good. Telling me shouldn't really change anything. Yeah. Guess there's no harm in telling you just how screwed you are. I don't want to say I told you shooting anyone would be a bad idea, but it wasn't meant to be taken as a challenge, goddammit. First of all, now they're making me do all that extra work. As I thought, it'd be worth asking him what he's been tasked to do. Doesn't seem particularly screwed to me. Did you see that trial? I really killed it. Well, alright. I don't really know what went wrong there. Going with that woman as your lawyer, that's what went wrong. Still, once the real witnesses get on there, it's just over for you. You wouldn't happen to be talking about yourself? I'll probably be called eventually. What a bother. But no, I'm not up first. It'd be more like the final nail in the coffin. Hopefully there won't be a need to drag it out at that point. So he does know who's up first in the stand. Definitely pressing that. What are your tasks? You mentioned you'd be given an extra work. Can you elaborate? Oh sure, I gotta let you know who's doing everything around here. I'm just minding my own business down at the entrance. It'll be another simple day, you know? And someone had to go in and create a mess. Of course I didn't hear anything from down there until I got a call from upstairs. So we had to gather all the security logs and take the elevator up ASAP. Talking about those notes you took when you entered, right? But who's entered and left the building and what they brought? Impressive. You remember that? It still didn't think it'd come back to bite you. Get this, though. They clarified they wanted all the logs. Not just for today, for the whole last year at least. They wanted me to go over all of them. Double check there are no discrepancies. Wish I could just have pretended I lost them. Seriously, why don't you care about anything other than today? That's definitely Victoria's doing. She's read a stupid amount of mystery novels, even if it's just labeled them all at third rate. She knows one of the best ways to get past the guard is to sneak in way beforehand. Yeah, she likely wanted to shut down any suggestion that a third party snuck in days in advance. That sort of makes sense. I was told to see if everyone who checked in also checked out again. Of course all of them did, though. I could just call it a day while my guest is still in the building. Overtime shifts. But again, she can hardly make this 100% certain. You can always go back further. Like somebody kept tabs from the very day this tower was built. I think she'd welcome me. I think she'd welcome if you got that desperate. She'd be like, seriously? I was expecting of a monkey brain like yours. Newton saw the apple falling from the tree. It must have fallen right on your head. This sounds uncannily accurate. Then she'd ask you to explain how such a person would have survived without starving to death. No one would get far with that without anything backing it up. Still, you really sure I'm the only one who ever brought a gun into the town? I mean, you saw the procedure at the entrance. It happens each time someone enters and exits. It's not just been a thing added to the auction. Every visitor has to go through that check. There have been some thefts in the past, so I guess that just made the manager a bit paranoid. I know I never saw any other visitor bringing a gun. Records back me up on this. Either visitor, you said. Not everyone is a visitor. Are you really sure you checked everyone? Not sure what you're implying. Afraid you have to be a bit clearer, madam. Don't you suggest I slacked off and just let people through? Might be stupid, but I'm not lazy. Wait. I didn't try to imply any flaw on your part. To clarify, there must be some people who that surely wouldn't count as visitors. Not the manager herself, for example. Surely you weren't expected to check your own employer each time she came in. Well, you might have a point there. The boss lady left that often. So we're left with blaming the victim for an extra gun. Word was just here all along. You know, that's unlikely to fly for long without any proof. True. The autopsy left that opening. But that can only last for so long. However, he said something interesting about the victim just now. Might be worth pivoting back to that later. Anything else you had to do? Fortunately, that was all. That's what I wish it would say, but of course that was just the beginning. Not on job of forcing you to do your job, no? So I got called up after gathering all those documents, yeah? Evidently. Or you wouldn't be trapped up here with us. First, they have me stand guard at the crime scene together with that cold lady. The one I found you with? Real irritable, that one. On you, that's probably on you. Just not talking, but her machines kept making funny noises, so it wasn't too normal. None I could tell if she was actually doing something or just pretending to be busy. Meanwhile, you definitely weren't doing more than you needed to. You still need his info, Lilian. We'll see what happened next. It was smart of me to save the energy. Suddenly, another lady shows up. Apparently, the local intellectual snob. Man, I wonder who that could have been. Right, it was the lawyer. Oof, lawyer feels generous. Apparently, technically true, sadly. Anyway, she too starts ordering me around on behalf of my new boss. What's with all these who've been having it out for me today? What did I do? Definitely word that, buddy. Yeah, I guess men would be better. And you know what? Never mind. But here's what she asked me to do. Get this. It said there will always need to be a head count before the trial can begin. That seems like a common sense thing to do. It's suspiciously mundane for someone like Victoria to bother with. It honestly makes sense in the bigger picture. A head count, huh? She's doing process of elimination. First, she tried to rule out extra people, hence having the trial guard check all the logs. Then she made sure nobody here was suspiciously absent when the trial began. Conclusion: Victoria was worried about theories that involved some hiding place or escape route. If she could rule out extra people, then we can't blame everything on some nebulous third party. Any accusations would have to be against someone actually present at the trial. And prison can provide arguments and alibis if needed. And it'd likely be hard to find an alibi worse than mine. Ah, surprised she was that prepared? Lovely she opted not to use any of it before making a fool out of herself. High IQ moves all around. Huh. Well, if you ask me, she just wanted to order me around some. No big plan to it or anything. Anyway, obviously the numbers checked out. 68 people in total were supposed to be inside the building. I counted 67 living people and 1 dead body. No repetition needed here. But did you count yourself? Obviously I'm included in both counts. Jeez, give me some credit. Not questioning your confidence, just your value as a person. Never posted notes stuck to my back. There's no way I deserve this treatment. Dating advice, got to be willing to walk away. Just leave us to our own devices. Ooh, sadly that'd be welcome. I'd be walking away from having a job at the same time. Well, that's your plan. This is going to be the perfect team. I can tell. Anyway, this must have been the extent of his tasks. It's not quite worth noting down yet. Just keep in mind, they check these things. Alright, witnesses. If you're not the next witness, then who is? Is it that substitute detective? No, I don't think so. Sounds like she doesn't even want to be bothered. If there's no real reason to have another case somewhere. Nah, it's clearly time for some real witnesses to pin you down. The next one will be one of the guests that caught you right in the act. Nonsense, there was nobody else in the room. Same difference. Sometimes it just comes down to knowing who went through a door. That's pretty much my own job, after all. Some folks caught you right at the scene after they broke down the door, if you recall. I was a little out of it then, but I do vaguely remember some people coming in. All those same people swear they saw you and only you enter that room. I see. This is worse than I expected it to be. I wasn't optimistic to begin with. They'd just taken note after the gunshot. There would have maybe been some ways to get out of it. There goes our random visitor with a gun excuse for good. Maybe they could have been a bit more evident to stealth. This is what you can do in a crowded hall. Amateur. Crowds are the best places to blend in. As counterintuitive as it seems, showing up in a dress or suit would have caught less attention. Most people are gonna remember some weirdo showed up in a turtleneck. Well, first of all, that would have been harder to move around in. Secondly, I wouldn't be caught dead in a dress. To keep Victoria an actually valid reason to mock me. Definitely would have caught attention. Excuses. This is all the more reason you should have checked the Maristellarium. I got one that would have been perfect for you. At affordable prices. Oh, it's our fashion brand. Oh, so this was all leading up to a plug. Smooth. What do you think, guard boy? Would it suit her? You want my opinion on this? No. Tell us the name of the first witness instead. There's the rub. They were throwing around a couple names. Couldn't quite catch where they settled on. Sounds like they got quite the selection. That's what happens when you pull a gun next to a party. The conclusion, I'm still absolutely screwed. Right. There's just something uncanny about the manager earlier. Something about how she doesn't leave the tower that often. Well, yeah. It's very rare to see her go out at all, and never for long. But she's just a real estate manager. That isn't even her own building, right? Now that you say it, her office has a bed and all. It seemed a bit odd. Hold up, you just walked into the boss's office? Nah, I saw it from the outside. Outstandingly believable. Yeah, that's fine then. Thank God for this minimal effort guard. This building is getting managed on behalf of some nearby park. Didn't say I had no use for it, they just wanted to find someone to rent it out to. The boss basically had free reign to do whatever to make that happen. Well, that's what I heard, at least. The whole renting thing hasn't been going so well, though. You've seen the place. You may be nice, but it's just too impractical. Like, who'd think to themselves that it's time to live in some overpriced remote tower? I imagine the rumors didn't help. That whole curse business? Yeah, never helpful. So is that why the manager decided to hole up here? Prove that there was no curse after all? When you put it like that. Yeah, that might have been it. That's a lot of dedication to live here for years. Might be needed though. There are some crazies in this town. Get this, one time some dude approached the tower with a fishing boat and opened fire. Someone pull a gun on you? No, the tower. Probably was trying to hit the eyes or something. Just thought it was some evil monster he had to defeat. Kept at it until the Coast Guard came and chased him off. Wow. Certified Don Quixote moment, yes. Goes to show, there are still people around here that really don't like this building. The boss must have figured things would calm down eventually. Nobody's died in almost 3 years after all. And then you came along. I don't mind that whole curse business, but this got me actually spooked. Dude kept warning us about it too. And potential buyers are probably gone for good now. Even if this time it wasn't a curse, but just straight up murder. Nothing I can say in my defense right now. None of it really gives me an explanation for why the manager might have attacked me. We need more info about her. What else can you tell us about your ex-boss? Reading my mind again? Not sure what you want me to say here. I didn't really get many chances to interact with her, being down at the gate and all. Guess she was, kind of a serious business lady? Like, she always made you feel like she had better things she needed to get back to. stuff like checking your phone, enjoying some cake, or trying to make music with a metal detector. Trying to what? We judge you. Probably confiscate whatever she could. One who got caught doing those things. And I mean, I did hear a lot of rich folks let her manage their properties. She must have been putting in somewhat of an effort. You can kind of see she was stressed all the time. See? That's why you got to take it easy from time to time. Go on vacation. Spend time with your family. Nothing wrong with that. Oh? Seeing how her daughter helped out, I figured she cared little for her family. Hard to say. She kind of got the personal assistant treatment. Any menial tasks were just pushed onto the poor madam. If there was any motherly love there, it was some tough stuff. You got criticized for every little mistake. Felt a bit sorry for her. Oh. It does sound like what it seemed like at the auction. It seemed like a motive for me. You gonna pin it on her? But look at that. As a fellow slave, I'm on her side. She also happens to be your new master now, it seems. So, anyone else in this family? A daughter needs a father, no? Can't say I've ever seen him, and if he exists. That's likely all we got here, then. If she was such a bad mom, why would her daughter care enough to set up this trial? I told you something's fishy here. Families can be complicated, who knows? Right now we don't have enough time to speculate. Get the sense he's told us everything he's willing to. I'd be good to explore some other places now. Alright. We go to the display room. What is in here? It's just me, but this room has kind of a chilly atmosphere. Oh, I can feel it too. So, what are we doing here? You guys did take note of the no entry sign, yeah? Well, you didn't stop us. Are we just testing out how much I'll let you get away with? Nah, I've already figured I can pretty much get away with anything. Figures. Offer a hand one time and they'll take the whole arm. Perhaps it's time to stop the warnings then. Really doesn't mean bad, she just likes to tease you a little. You should take it as a compliment. She only does that with people she likes. Oh, that's so. I guess it should be fine, since this isn't even the crime scene. By this point, I'm not even surprised that worked. Hey, really, there's a lot of weird stuff on display here. Come check it out. Wait, that didn't mean you could allowed to start touching everything. Got to this room by entering a door just before the crime scene, so it must be adjacent to it. Can't hurt to at least take a quick look around to see if there's anything we can use. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Behold and praise the cube. Oh, it's one of those puzzle cubes, where you have to group all colors on each face. Some people seem to think it takes a lot of intelligence to solve things. In reality, anyone can do it if they know the right strategy. Oh yeah? Go ahead and try that. We're not allowed to touch anything, remember? I mean, it's just a Rubik's Cube. No way that's important evidence. Besides, now I'm curious how you do it, so go ahead. Hello? Are you being insistent? Fine, pay that to me. What I said is definitely true, but it's not like I actually know the methods. Hey, so much for those big words. Those who disrespect the cube shall be consumed. I think you have to start off by making a cross. There, I did it. We took like 10 minutes. Mildly impressive. Hopefully training my brain power will help me in the trial. I mean, look at the cube. Huh? There's a note sticking out of it now. What? Star 4 key arrow knife? Star 4 key arrow sword. This is a dying message? A coded dying message hidden in a puzzle cube 1 room away. Nobody's brain is that big. Anyway, we gotta crack it now. Where's that spider go when you need a... Because it's a code doesn't mean we need a programmer. Probably something we should overthink. Let's keep it simple. Star. They mean the star on my outfit? Okay, we thought of it back too much. Add just a little brain power. 4. never could have many meanings. For example, in some Asian countries. Did we finish that? No less. Keys, anyone? Yeah. It lives. It lives. Hang on. That's not even a coherent thought anymore. Forget this approach. This is harder than trying to get the right temperature in my shower. During the first part, the arrow is pointing at a sword or a dagger. Perhaps we're supposed to do something with that. With that in mind, there's a certain item we should probably take another look at. The knife? What's a kid's toy doing here? I think I've seen this before. A row of balls hanging from a string. This is a Newton's cradle. Is that how we passed the time waiting for apples to fall down? What a lie! This actually was his way to demonstrate the conservation of energy. Okay, so what is this doing here? Thought that lead guy was all about psychology, not physics. Don't ask me. Sometimes you just buy random stuff on a whim, I guess. I got it. Just used to hypnotize people. Let's try it on you. What? I've seen how it's done so I can manage the induction. Doesn't that take forever? I don't want to spend our 30 minutes staring at these balls. Let's be real, there's no way hypnosis would work on me. Oh, there's our best shot. I could have made you do something really stupid. Might have been able to argue you were hypnotized during the crime. I better not even ask what you were planning to make me do. That's a save. That's odd. This room is supposed to be off limits. Why did somebody park their suitcase here? Guess we're not the only ones who totally ignored that. There's some golden initials on the side. DW with a lowercase d. We don't know any we don't know any D's. As in, don't worry. Or would that have an uppercase W? You're supposed to not worry about that either. If anything, I'm even more worried now. Let me see if anything's inside. It's empty. One of the guests might have hoped to score big at the auction. Fair. Would make sense to bring some means of transport. Doesn't explain the poor choice of location. Sorry, suitcase. There's no way we can be worried. There's no way we can't be worried about you. Okay. Bunch of papers with weird patterns on them. Come on, you must have heard of these shapes. They're called Rorschach tests. What you see in them can be used to assess your personality. Great, another one of those highly debatable personality tests. I'm an ENFPT. How about you? Why would I surprise you took one of those? Not fair. If you can't give me your personality type, at least do the Rorschach test now. Well, this shows two people pointing a gun at each other. Let's try the next one. Blood spatter? Let's postpone that until your mind is off the case. No, wait a minute. Did it just change its shape? Nice try. Don't usually get to spook me that easily, It's a star now. How is it a star? What did it look like to you before? Two stars that were cut in half? I'm no psychologist, but I'm sensing an unproductive bias. I'd probably show you a circle and you'd still call it a star. Stars do look like circles. Ever look at the sun? Got me there. Anyway, this has to be that thing, right? I don't know what it's called. I gotcha. This is lenticular printing. Depending on which angle it's looked at, the image is different. Oh. And something like that would such a test, though. The gaslight people? Wouldn't be surprising if that's not too far off. Gaslight, gatekeep, kill. There's something on the floor. Is that a tuning fork? I don't see any instruments. If you find a violin, let me know. I have this urge to play it. Huh. Didn't know you were a violin player. I'm not. Just want to cause some ear damage to Victoria. Good plan. Can't object to our arguments if she can't hear them. Anyway, this fork is giving me bad vibes. Who dropped it here? I better note this down just in case. Tuning fork. Curious to see if this will find any use for us. We'll find any use for this, but alright. Guess we'll stay tuned. Yeah, you don't have to force it, you know. Come on, that was good. Night sky. The clouds seemed closer from here. Finally, some confirmation that we're not actually underground. It's technically true that the other rooms either had no windows or covered them. Still, there should be a limit to what we question. That's also the full moon in the distance. So we are in fact still on Earth, huh? No, our brains have sadly left the planet. Vent close to the floor. This wall is the one adjacent to the crime scene. Might have missed it, but there's a vent there as well. Really? If they're on the same wall, then they're probably connected. So we can argue the real culprit moved through the vents. Neither of us could fit through that vent. To be a child or absurdly small. There we go then. Just got to watch out for the children among us. Kids aren't even allowed in the building, you know? There's the reason I checked your IDs. Notice any remarkable small adults then? Seemed all pretty normal size to me. And don't even think there's something like multiple dwarves stacked up inside a suit. Besides, even if there was a child here, I think I probably shouldn't argue my way out of here by blaming it all on the minor. Gotta maintain some morality in the end. It's a cruel Aurelia. Can't bully punches. Don't beat them up, please. Well, if I ever get children, I know who to not let anywhere near them. Honestly, fair enough. Just being curious. Nobody here to present this to. Like in the study, the curtains here have been mostly drawn back. It's only covering the rightmost pane of glass. Ironically, this just makes it all the more suspicious. If you're going to draw it back, why wouldn't you go all the way? Perhaps it just got too difficult to make it any more compact. Now, there's clearly room left to go. Go ahead and invade it, then I won't stop you. But I will. Enough's enough. Can't have you moving around any stuff, I'm afraid. What kind of guard refuses to let us check the most obvious hiding spot? Guard had been given inflexible instructions, so I met him. Well, we know who to blame for missing groundbreaking evidence. No worries. My guard instincts are telling me there's nothing there. My instinct is telling me the opposite. I've been doing this job for years. Want to bet on it? This clash of baseless guesses is getting intense. I'm actually better at this, you know? Boss's daughter sometimes makes bets about whether her bag would trigger the metal detector. I got it right every time. She's an easy read. But there are no reads here. Neither of you has any info. You should know better than to break light of my intuition, Aurelia. Let's take this bet. For real? Made sure. What should we wager? $1 million would be nice right now. That's what I'll owe if I don't get enough evidence after all. Yeah, that might be a tad by my means. So much for those guard instincts. Where's your confidence? On second thought, let's maybe not risk potentially doubling our debt over a curtain. You're all cowards. Fine. Whoever loses has to pay for dinner then. You want to go eat dinner with me? No, I'll go with Aurelia. You just have to pay the bill. I guess if you win, you can go to dinner with whoever you want and I'll pay. Not that that'll happen. Alright, sounds reasonable. You're on. Can we just quickly look behind the damn curtain? Afraid not. Still got my instructions. Worry not, Aurelia. Ready to end up $1 million in debt, but at least I have secured your next meal. Don't think I won't hold you to this. Make sure to remember this. These two deserve the consequences of their actions. There may or may not be groundbreaking evidence beyond this curtain. Opinions are split. And frustratingly, we're not allowed to look. The guard looks ready to attack me if I try. After the trial. When things go poorly, I might have other worries. Alright, I think we're not going to get anything else from here. Rorschach? Oh shoot. Stop it. Star fell on Earth, and at the beginning a star fell on Earth and then split into 4 parts. The fabrics were forged into keys. Click them on, unlock the sword. Is it one of them? Only 3 to go. Let's hope not. That's way too many keys. Either way, we should focus on locating this sword first. Maybe we've seen one thing that might fit the bill. First part means what I think it means. I really need to take a look. I suppose we don't actually have the knife in our inventory. I suppose that also means we have to go to the crime scene now. Okay, that was a wild ride. We will continue this next time.